here in Root Sports is brought to you by your local Ford stores. By Safeco Insurance, find a local agent at safeco.com. And by the Emerald Queen Casino, the entertainment capital of the Northwest. Visit emeraldqueen.com. Corner of Edgar and Dave, the roof extended, keeping us away from the inclement weather as we welcome you to Mariner Baseball Game 2 of a 3-game set with the LA Angels. Dave Sims, Mike Blowers with you. Disappointing loss last night because you get spoiled. The Mariners since April 13th had the second best record to only the Cubs. But as Scott Servais said, hey, it's April 13th, Friday the 13th, what do you want?
I think if you look at last night, the key thing is they score 6 runs. This year, they've locked that win down. It's a wrap after that. But last night, the bullpen stumbled for the first time in quite a while for them. You expect them to rebound, but it's going to happen from time to time.
Absolutely. Take a look at some of the pitching matchup for tonight. Yolis Chacin just picked up Wednesday from Atlanta. He goes against Hisashi Iwakuma, who pitched really well against the Angels in Anaheim earlier last month.
Right, you're right, he did. 8 innings, 89 pitches. So 8 innings, 89 pitches. He was very efficient in that outing. He only gave up 2 earned runs, so you'd like to see him go back and do that. To do it, I think he has to keep his fastball out of the middle of the plate. If he can pitch on the edges and get to his split, the league hitting just 205 against his split. That's what he wants to do. And the other thing, be careful with Mike Trout. He's a hot hitter right now. Iwakuma has done well against Albert Pujols in his career. Pujols hitting just 143 against him. So if you have to pick and choose, put Trout on, go after Pujols.
Meanwhile, for Chacin, he's a 28-year-old right-hander out of Maracaibo, Venezuela. 10 games under 500 over his career in Colorado, Arizona, and Atlanta.
Unfortunately, not many of the hitters have seen him in their career, so watch the Mariners probably going to be patient early in the game. His fastball will be right around 89 miles an hour. Fastball, slider, cutter combination for Chacin. Mariners, again, have not seen much of him, so they'll be patient early.
Should be interesting this Saturday evening. It is Kyle Seeger bobblehead night. Big crowd anticipated this evening. They got here early, and they want to see their favorite third baseman. Good to have you with us here on Root Sports, everybody. Good crowd on hand at Safeco Field. Mariners, Angels, Game 2 of a 3-game set. First pitch, straight ahead. Los Angeles Angels and the Seattle Mariners Series sponsorship presented by Echo Outdoor Power Equipment. We were spoiled by the sun yesterday. Clouds today, but it's not holding back this crowd coming in on Kyle Seager bobblehead night as the Angels are in town. Middle game of a 3-game series against the first place Seattle Mariners. Good to have you with us, everybody, here at Safeco Field. There's a look at the bobblehead for Mr. Seager at third base. Dave Sims, Mike Flowers, Root Sports crew with you. And let's take a quick look at the Angels lineup.
Right look at Cole Calhoun, a 250 hitter off of Iwakuma, but he has a couple of home runs. Mike Trout on base 4 times last night. He scored a couple of runs. C.J. Cron had the big night for the Angels. He will hit 6 in the lineup. He had a home run and 3 RBIs in last night's ball game.
Here we go, first pitch of the ball game. Swing and a miss by Yunel Escobar.
For Iwakuma on the year, he's had 7 starts, ERA at a 4.19. 1-4 record so far. 43 innings pitched, 36 strikeouts. Opponents hitting .277. He's given up 4 home runs this year.
Escobar aggressive against Iwakuma. Escobar sat out last night's game. Thursday, he had to leave in the 9th inning. A ground ball hit by Evan Longoria and rolled his thumb. Jammed his thumb diving for a ball. Last night was the first game he's missed this season. .62 degrees here at Safeco Field. Winds are calm. And the roof is covering us here. This big Saturday early evening crowd. Iwakuma misses inside. Iwakuma against the Angels here at Safeco Field in 8 previous starts, 6-1, and 1.71 ERA. And here we are, May 14th. I'd love to see him get on a roll, looking for just his 2nd win of the season. Iwakuma's 8th start.
More times than not with Iwakuma, it comes down to his fastball command. His average fastball this year is only 87 miles an hour, so he has to be able to locate it. His best pitch has been his split. Opponent's hitting just .205 against his split.
Looper, trouble along the line. That's a fair ball, base hit.
Take a look at the defense. Brought to you by American Family Insurance. Seth Smith getting the start in right field. Nelson Cruz will be the DH. Adam Lynn starting at first base. And Steve Clevenger getting the start behind the plate.
I'll bring up Cole Calhoun. He was the leadoff man in last night's game. Went 1 for 3. Drove in a run with a sacrifice fly in the 7th inning. Calhoun, 2 home runs among his 6 hits against Iwakuma.
And the Mariners will put the shift on with Calhoun hitting. So Marte, the shortstop, moving over to the right side of the infield.
Angels with the win last night into 6-game losing streak. Mariners haven't blown that 5-1 lead. They dropped to 3-1 on the homestand. Still in first place. Texas lost last evening. Texas, as we speak right now, has a 4-1 lead over Toronto, bottom 4 down in Arlington.
Iwakuma missing with the cutter. There's all the pitches: curveball, cutter, fastball, slider, split.
1-1 to Calhoun. Mike Trout on deck. All 2 strikes. Mariners come in with the 4th best record in the American League. Sit atop the West at 21-14, game and a half in front of Texas. Escobar not much of a lead. He's 0 for 1 in base stealing. 1-2. And fouled off.
And no surprise to see the split. Iwakuma this year, when he gets 2 strikes on the hitter, that is the pitch he will throw more than any of the others. 44% with his splitter, 38% his fastball. More times than not, when he throws his fastball, if he's ahead in the count, he'll elevate it at the top of the strike zone.
Calhoun with 2 home runs, 17 runs batted in, along with 6 doubles and a triple. Clevenger, quick throw down. Steve making his 9th start of the season. Dan Wilson and Chris Iannetta talking a little catching over there. Iannetta homered in his last 2 ball games, as has Nelson Cruz. Long at bat here by Calhoun, battling Iwakuma.
This will be the 7th pitch of the at bat. 12 pitches, 8 strikes for Iwakuma.
Here comes a 2-2. Do it again. Smacked into right field, base hit. Seth Smith will get it back in.
And this is not the situation that Iwakuma wanted to find himself in. As you take a look at this last pitch, it's like the split again, elevated. Just off the outside corner. Not too bad a pitch, but it was belt high. That's the reason why he was able to square it up. You don't want to have to face Trout with runners on. He's been swinging the bat well as of late. Coming into the game hitting .302 with 7 home runs and 24 RBIs for Trout. Last night he was on the bases 4 times, scored 2 runs.
Top shelf elite player here, Mike Trout. 2 on, nobody out as this game just unfolding. Plate umpire tonight, Nick Lentz. Mark Rippiker umpired first, fielding Colbert at second, and Jim Reynolds at third. Trout tied for 8th in on-base percentage in the American League at .397. Kuma out in front, 0-2. Trout against Iwakuma, 9 for 39, a homer, 2 runs batted in, and 11 strikeouts.
One of the things that we see Iwakuma do a lot is when he's ahead 0-2, 1-2, even 2-2 at times, he will elevate the fastball at the top of the strike zone. Maybe not a bad idea here. Trout is a very good low ball hitter. Martin, the center fielder, shading towards left center.
Here we go. Iwakuma set. 0-2 pitch here to Trout. You can see Clevenger wants it up high. Foul back.
Maybe he would try the elevated fastball. That last one at 89 miles an hour. Typically, you will see that yellow circle right there at the top line. That one down just enough to where he could foul it back. A little bit higher. A little bit higher, and he'll be able to probably get him to swing underneath it. You can see the high target. That is just above the belt.
Loop single, a hard hit single. Now trying to deal with Trout 0-2. Iwakuma deals. Ground ball. Seager goes to Cano. Quickly to Lynn. Scoop there. It's good for the double play. They go around the horn. Digging third is Escobar.
Well, it wasn't as clean as we're used to seeing it when Kyle usually starts a double play. He'll hit him in the chest, throw down a little bit, and then Cano throws one. Adam Lynn able to scoop it first.
Good operation. Cano, wonderful season here in these first 35 games for the Mariners. Albert Pujols, 201. And he sends this one to Seth Smith, and Iwakuma wriggles out of some trouble. Double play and a pop up to right. When we come back, Mariners will swing the bats with Aoki, Smith, and Cano. Nori Aoki working a 5-game hitting streak, and his on-base percentage up to .338. He's going to lead things off for the Mariners. Let's take a look at the rest of the batting order.
And Aoki's had good success against Chacin, one of just 2 hitters that have seen him. But Aoki 4 for 11 with 3 home runs, 4 hits, 3 home runs for Aoki in the lineup today. Nelson Cruz back-to-back games with home runs. He is starting to heat things up. Ketel Marte. See what he's done in the month of May. Last night, the bases clearing triple, 3 RBIs for him in last night's ball game. For Chacin with the Braves, he had 5 starts, a 5.40 ERA, 27 strikeouts to 8 walks. That was in 26 2/3. Opponents hitting .274, gave up 4 home runs.
Picked up from the Braves for a minor leaguer on Wednesday, and he delivers a strike to Aoki. 6'3", 215 out of Maracaibo in Venezuela.
He is a fastball slider pitcher. His fastball will be 89 miles an hour on average. Slider at about 82, and he'll also mix in a cutter. See an occasional changeup and curveball, but not too often. Basically fastball slider.
Chop foul by Aoki. Third baseman Escobar 10 feet up close on the grass.
See on that last fastball, he has pretty good sink to it. It's a 2-seamer. So he's going to try to keep the ball on the ground as much as he can. Nice pitch just off the plate away.
1-2 pitch. Slaps it to the shortstop, Petit. And he throws him out.
Just saw Petit at shortstop for the Angels. Brendan Ryan started there last night. The defensive setup brought to you by American Family Insurance. In right field, you have Cole Calhoun, very good throwing arm. The Mariners will have to be aware of that as they run the bases. And at third base, Yunel Escobar was off last night, back at third base tonight, just up at shortstop. And Carlos Perez will do the catching.
The Trout kid can play a little bit out in center field.
Cover some ground.
Yes, sir. Seth Smith. Hitting at 250, 4 homers.
And like most clubs, they'll put the shift on with Seth hitting. Thought that pitch was off the plate, and according to EQC Tracer, it was. The Mariners have a little better night hitting with runners in scoring position. Yes, they did score 6 runs last night, but just 1 for 12 with runners in scoring position.
It was interesting. Scott Service's media session, when the topic of last night's game came up, you could still see that some disappointment coming out in his face, because that was a game you felt good about. 5-1 lead. Bullpen's been going well. Just couldn't knock in enough runs, among other things.
We're just not used to seeing the bullpen give up 2 runs in the 7th, 2 in the 8th, and 2 in the 9th, which was the difference in the ball game. They've been so good.
Seth swings under. He's done. 2 outs for strikeout for Chacin. Chacin originally drafted by the Rockies back in 04, free agent signing. He was with them, the big club, from 09 to 14. In Arizona for a little bit last year, 2-1, and this year 1-2 with Atlanta. Here's Robinson Cano. Probably 12-game hitting streak working. American League RBI and home run leader. 7th in slugging. Just a wonderful start. 8th best hitter. Batting against right-hand pitching. Seems like the Mariners, this is game number 36, but it's got to be at least a half dozen times, maybe more, where they're seeing a guy for the very first time.
That makes it difficult. You can see how hot he has been. A 12-game hitting streak, 426. That's why I thought maybe they would tease some pitches. You can see Cano right there taking that pitch all the way, and he did not like the call. As a hitter, when you haven't seen somebody for the first time, you want to get a look at their fastball, especially if it's a moving fastball like this one is. But more importantly, in your first at bat, if you can see his breaking ball, get an idea of what that's about. Help you out later on in the game, maybe when you're hitting with some runners in scoring position. So you like to see as many pitches as you can. And so far, Chacin just staying with the good sinking fastball.
Two and 1 to Cano. Slapped the other way. And Daniel Nava hangs with it and makes the catch. Mariners retired in order here in the first inning. Ashi Iwakuma got a much-needed double play. This off the bat of Mike Trout. After the first 2 men reached via singles, Escobar and Calhoun helped him get out of the inning. Albert Pujols flied out to right, and Kuma could take a deep breath. Here in the second inning, he's going to face 5, 6, and 7 in the order. Daniel Nava, C.J. Cron, and Johnny Giavotella. Nava 1 for 4 last night. RBI single in the 4th inning.
And the Mariners will shift their defense with Nava hitting .235, 1 home run, 3 RBIs last night, 1 for 4.
Nava used some discretion last night as there was a fly ball that hung up in left field. Left center field looked like it was eminently catchable. Looked like Trout was going to get it, but Nava hung with it. And then he felt Trout coming on and he got out of the way. Ball dropped down. It was very beneficial for the Mariners last night. Off the fist going back is Marte, and nice adjustment. Very nicely done. Had to turn around to get it. Just like the Mariners are youngest fans, they can swing for the fences. That's because tomorrow, 1:10 start time, all kids 14 and under going to pick up a playground bat and ball set as part of Play Ball Weekend here at Safeco Field. Go to Mariners.com for tickets. Wiffle ball memories. That'll be fun.
Watching Marte make that adjustment that you were talking about, Dave, reminds me a lot of watching Martin when the ball is hit over his head. He constantly has to make adjustments out there, and that turned out to be a fairly easy play once Marte was able to get turned around the right direction, as you see Martin in center field. Gives you an idea how good an athlete he is.
Tremendous. 0-1 to C.J. Cron. Boy, he damaged the Mariners last night. 2 for 5, drove in 3, hit a home run in the 8th and a 2-run single in the 9th.
Went to the opposite field for his home run. It was a home run to right.
Well played by Seager on the hop. There was a sinker dug out by Adam Lind. 2 down.
Iwakuma in the last inning. We saw the double play ball. That was on the split, but it was the fastball, the pitch before, that set that up. And what we're seeing with Iwakuma's fastball this year is he's locating it much better than he has in the past. And you can tell by the batting average, again, just .224 this year compared to .271 back in 2014. And the strike percentage, you think, well, he should be throwing more strikes. Not if they're in the middle of the plate. He's really using his fastball on the edges to set things up for the split.
2 outs. Johnny Giavotella, second baseman. He had a strong finish last night. 2 for 5, 2 runs scored. He scored in the 7th and the 8th after reaching on a single and a double respectively. Giavotella 3 for 10 against Iwakuma. Sashi last year in 20 starts at 9-5 record, 3.54 ERA. Best mark with the Mariners, won 15 games in the 2014 season.
A good sign for Iwakuma. 7 batters, 7 first pitch strikes, 27 pitches, 20 strikes. Mentioned it at the top against the Angels. Back on April 22nd, he was able to go 8 innings. He only threw 89 pitches in that outing.
That was a good outing, really good. That's when Felix took sick. Iwakuma gladly took the ball. It's a foul ball. The other thing, it's Iwakuma putting up a 1-4 record, a 4.19 ERA, and trying to get that second win. But the good thing is he's healthy.
He's healthy.
The last couple of years at this time he's been unavailable.
That would be a huge boost for this club if they could run him out there every 5th day without any issues. For the Angels, they are 9th in hitting, 11th in runs scored, 14th in home runs, 15th in slugging.
There's Felix Hernandez. He told me about every one of his at-bats last year. 2 balls hit to the left side, 1 to the right side. He's looking forward to batting in Cincinnati next week.
I'm looking forward to watching him.
And then,
he doesn't get cheated, I can tell you that.
And in that small ballpark, hey, you never know. 3-2 to Giavotella, took something off it, and there's a base hit to left field. Take a look at our CenturyLink What's Next. Hector Santiago, the Felix's opponent. Looks with a 2.27 ERA. He's 14-15 career and 47 starts against the Angels. 3.31 ERA.
And Santiago, a talented left-handed pitcher, has good stuff. It's just a matter of whether he can command his fastball or not.
Batting 8th, Carlos Perez, the catcher. Perez was at the dish Thursday night back in Anaheim. Angels had rallied against the Cardinals. It closed to 12-10, had the bases loaded, 2 outs, and he took a called third strike right down the pipe and happens. That ended the ball game. Seager will take his time and throw him out. We're going to see the bobblehead guy coming up when we return. It'll be Cruz, Seager, and Lind here in this scoreless game early on at Safeco Field. Time now for a greater coverage of baseball brought to you by T-Mobile. David Ortiz, big day today, 6-5 win over Houston as they rallied. He walked him off with a double that earlier in the game he hit a home run, number 513, and he passed 2 great Hall of Famers, Ernie Banks and Eddie Matthews. And next up, 3 other Hall of Famers, Willie McCovey, Big Mac, Frank Thomas, the Big Hurt, and Teddy Ballgame, Ted Williams, with Jimmy Double X Fox and the Mick in front of him as well, Mickey Mantle. That's some serious company. Cruz off the end of the bat for strike 1.
Looking at those numbers, you might want to rethink that retirement thing.
I'm telling you. Nelson Cruz has homered in back-to-back games. His home run last night is 31st home run career against the Angels, and most home runs he's hit against anybody. And the most in the major leagues the last 3 seasons. Just ahead of Trout and Chris Davis. We'll see Chris Davis Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday in Baltimore.
Well, after all the fastballs in the first inning from Chacin, a couple of sliders here to Nelson Cruz.
Chacin from the first base side of the rubber, 2-1 pitch. He went fishing, 2-2.
3 sliders in a row.
Here's the 2-2. Struck him out. Chacin's second strikeout. And Kyle Seager, 20,000 fans, got his bobblehead, and becomes K-Swag himself, and his son got a sneak preview. And a photo came from Kyle's wife, Julie. That's my daddy. son Crew looked a little baffled looking at the.
I think it's a little bit strange.
1-1.
Kyle probably telling him, look, that's me. And he's thinking, nah, it doesn't really look like you, Dad.
Kids have a good eye now.
They do.
Mariners looking for their first hit. Oof. Okay, 1-2. Kyle's hit safely in 13 of his last 15 games.
Really been swinging the bat well. A couple of doubles in last night's game.
I think my count is correct. This is the first Kyle Seager bobblehead night, isn't it? I believe it is.
Well, then it's overdue.
Correct. 1-2. Really good crowd here at Safeco Field. Inclement weather here in Seattle. They all came have a good time on a Saturday night here in Seattle. The Pen doing fabulous business. College night last night. Hope somebody brought a glove. That ball was tagged.
And Kyle down in the count quickly, but putting up a pretty good battle. This will be the 7th pitch of this at bat. And Kyle has been hot in the month of May. 10 extra base hits for him, including the 2 doubles last night. That leads Major League Baseball for the month of May. Not only is he picking up hits, but he's driving it.
Elise Chassin, the 1-2 pitch. There's base hit, your first of the night by the bobblehead guy, Kyle Seager. 1-out single here in the second. Now hit safely in 14 of his last 16 games.
And not an easy pitch to hit. It's on the inside corner above the belt. It jams him a little bit. He fights it off into right field to pick up the base hit. So a soft line drive on a difficult pitch.
1-out base runner here in the second. He's up first baseman Adam Lind. I heard Rick Riz on the radio side pick him. His pick to click a home run off the Hit It Here Cafe is what Rick is calling for.
He is certainly capable of doing that.
Correct.
The one home run he has ended up in the elevators out in right center field.
One off at Tony Sepp. Man, did he kill that one.
Yeah.
The 0-1. Slicing drive deep left center field. Getting away from Trout. He's tracking. He goes for it. He leaps. And it's gone. We've seen Trout rob home runs before. Wanted to make sure. Home run out of Lynn. He didn't hit the Hit It Here Cafe, but cha-ching, it counts. And the Mariners have a 2-0 lead. Second home run for Adam. Takes his hitting streak to 4 ball games. Fought back to that Montero moment down in Anaheim where it broke our hearts. Remember that one?
We'll take another look at the swing. It's like a changeup out over the plate. So he had to provide a lot of the power, and he certainly has that.
And we've seen enough of Mike Trout to know that he tracked that baby really well, and he just missed it. And that thing was slicing away from him from our vantage point here. When we see a ball that's hit that hard, you see that slice take off, and Trout was all over it.
One of the things that he does so well is time his jump. Just wasn't able to get quite high enough. Missing the end of his glove.
0-2 pitch. Clevenger hits it right to C.J. Cron. 2 outs. Almost fan interference here is cleared. No problem. And Adam Lind, both home runs here at Safeco Field. Early lead for the Mariners.
We talked a lot about Adam and his numbers, especially against right-handed pitching, and it's just a matter of time. Typically for somebody that hits the way that he does, when he hits his home runs, you're hoping that they'll come in bunches, and that's usually the way it goes. So maybe he's ready to get hot. He's been picking up his hits. It's just a matter of hitting the ball out of the ballpark.
Great week for Ketel Marte. Monday a 3-run homer. Last night a 3-run triple. He's got 9 multi-hit games. Look at that batting average at .290. On 2 strikes. And a comeback. Easy flip, and the inning is done, but it's highlighted by Adam Lynn's second home run. It's a 2-run shot just out of the reach of Mike Trout. 2-0 Mariners. The Mariners in front as we go to the 3rd inning, and we'd like to welcome Click Cable TV subscribers from Tacoma, Washington. Thank you for rooting on the Seattle Mariners. All of us here at Root Sports and the Mariners appreciate your support. Iwakuma with a 2-0 lead. He's got Gregorio Petit, the shortstop. Leading off, Petit just called up. Second game, made his Angels debut last night. 1-0. Line ball right center field. Seth Smith easing under it, and there's 1 out. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Seattle Mariners and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Seattle Mariners.
Congratulations to you. Good way to spend your day after being married.
Got married this morning, and now at the game, not bad. Top of the order in Escobar. 4th team for Escobar in his career. Broke in with Atlanta, then Toronto, and Tampa Bay.
Escobar with a base hit his first time up. Jammed and dumped it down the right field line.
Popped it up. Nori coming in, calls off Marte, 2 away. Oakland's lost 6-0 at Tampa Bay. Houston lost this afternoon at Boston 6-5. Texas 5-2 leading Toronto, top 7. Down in Arlington, the Mariners with a 1.5 game lead on second place Texas. Bring up Cole Calhoun, base hit to right.
If you look at the Angels, it's a club that they do not strike out. Toughest to strike out in the American League. That tells you that they're fairly aggressive when they're hitting. And if Iwakuma's on his game, pitching to the edges, changing speeds, he should get some early outs. And he's been able to do that. 8 outs on just 36 pitches so far.
Strike one to count.
11. Sorry, Dave. 11 batters faced, 9 first pitch strikes.
Two and one to Cole Calhoun with Mike Trout on deck. Well struck right field. Smitty made the catch. Good closing speed by the former Mississippi quarterback. Who knew? Well done. They got a great jump, took a great route, makes the catch, and took away extra bases from Cole Calhoun. Shannon Love, first time at the ballpark this season. Good to see the big fella. We saw him last year, came up to the booth, and he had lime green on, and he pulled it off as he's pulling off that blue ensemble. There you go, Shannon. Good to have you back.
Always sharp.
There's Leonys Martin. Bouncing ball, handled by Cron. There's one away. Get back to the top of the order, Nori Aoki. Well, if we're going to play this home run game, Nori's got 4 hits off of Chafseen and 3 of them home runs. I'm in. You in?
He was my pick to click.
Oh, there you go. All right. I know. As soon as you saw
to go past those numbers.
I know. I saw that too. I was like, wow. 3 bombs off a guy out of 4 hits.
Nori looking for his first home run of the season.
One to North, grounded out to short first time up. middle, but the shortstop Petit's waiting for him. 2 outs here in the third. Tomorrow, second chance Mother's Day right here at Safeco Field. And of course, if anyone deserves celebrating twice, it's Mom. Thanks to EQC, the first 10,000 moms are going to take home a stylish Mariners tote bag when the Mariners meet the Angels at 1:10. Great seats still available at mariners.com. 2-0 on a second inning. 2-run homer by Adam Lind, his second of the season. For Seth Smith, great catch. Got a terrific jump, great route.
Covered a lot of ground.
Taking extra bases away from Cole Calhoun to end the top half of the third.
And an aggressive swing on a fastball in the middle of the plate.
He ran to the corner like he had a linebacker chasing him. Seth backed up Eli Manning at the University of Mississippi. Against right-hand starters, batting in a familiar number 2 hole. Against lefties, Marte bats up there. Smitty a strikeout victim in the first. Check that swing. 3 balls, 1 strike. This is the second time through the order against Elise Chassin. 3-1. And another easy one for C.J. Cron at first. The Mariners go 1-2-3 in the third, but enjoy a 2-0 lead. Baseball here in Root Sports being brought to you by Safeco Insurance. Find a local agent at safeco.com. By Shag, where your friends live. And by CHI Franciscan Health, the Mariners' official partners in health. Learn to stay Northwest healthy at nwhealthy.org. Good look at Seattle Center. EMP on the left. That's a great experience there. Goes see a lot of great historical musical items in history. Here's Trout. Mike bounced into a double play first time up.
Really good sequence of pitching by Iwakuma his first time up. Able to get ahead of him like he just did. High fastball, and then was able to get him out on the split.
Sager throws out Trout. One less headache for the 4th inning.
Especially leading the inning off. His speed, you do not want him on the bases, and it's a good fastball on the outside corner. Kyle Seager showing some range.
One out here in the fourth brings up Albert Pujols. Albert fly to right. They were showing you Big Papi numbers earlier. Pujols 13th all time, 567 home runs. Here's your active leaders. Home runs, you got Alex, Albert, Big Papi, great third baseman Adrian Beltre. A lot of mileage and home runs hit by those folks. Popped up. That would have hit one of the rails up in Tampa Bay, right? One of the rings.
Probably.
2 out. Pujols has gone quietly twice. Good inning so far. Iwakumi's got Daniel Nava now. Switch hitter popped out to Marte, his first time up. Overload the right side for Nava. Looks at ball one. Struck out twice last night, walked. Took Aoki to the track at one point, and also delivered an RBI single in last night's game. And Nori's got an easy play. Iwakuma taking advantage of the Angels' aggressiveness that Mike talked about. They don't strike out a lot. They're going to swing it. He had a very clean fourth inning, 2-0 lead. Adam Lynn's 2-run shot. The margin right now for the Mariners. Make sure you follow Mariners Baseball live with the MLB.com at-bat app. Stay up to the moment with Game Day, live game video highlights, StatCast, news, and more. Download MLB.com at-bat, the #1 app for live baseball on your phone or tablet. The video this year markedly improved. It was great anyway, but now it feels like you're right there in the ballpark. You watch on your iPad or tablet. Here's Robinson Cano. Sinking line drive to left. Nice play by Nava, huh?
Able to stay with it, shoestring catch, take the hit away from Cano. Cano with a 12-game hitting streak.
What's his mindset? Second time watching or seeing Chacin.
I think he must have had a pretty good idea, because basically he's going to pitch him away with the sinker and hit the ball hard his first time up going the other way. Unfortunately, it was a good play by Nava. I don't think he'll change. Stay more in the middle of the field.
Down the line, hit well. Carrying, and it is a foul ball. Third base umpire Jim Reynolds. Here's a look at it.
Almost hit it out. Right off the top of the wall, just foul.
2 years ago, remember, what, 3-4 of them like that off the tape. Remember one to left center. Remember another one sort of right center.
He had 2 to left center, almost in the same
tape
spot.
Yeah. First year here with the Mariners. Seemed like he couldn't catch a break there before he finally cleared.
That last pitch on the outside corner.
2-1. Great start to a season. 7th in slugging, 4th in extra base hits, home run, and RBI lead. Cano, Cruz, and Seager. 3, 4, and 5 here for the Mariners in the 4th. Just joining us, second inning. After strikeout by Cruz, base hit Seager. And then a 2-run homer by Adam Lynn, just beyond the reach of a leaping Mike Trout. 2-2 here to Robbie. And a swing and a miss. He's gone. Strikeout number 3. Chacin. The Mariner fans, Ford dealers in the Pacific Northwest are helping local community food banks by hosting a peanut butter drive to make sure no child goes hungry this summer. Visit your local Ford store today to donate an unopened jar of peanut butter. For more information on how to donate, visit www.fordfeedskids.org. 3 strikeouts. Nelson Cruz was the second victim. That was leading off the second inning. Ball 1 to Nelly. High fly ball, routine play here for Colt Calhoun. Two outs here in the 4th. It'll bring up Kyle Seager. Base hit his first time up in a 1-2 pitch to right field. Base hit to right field.
Seeing tried to pitch him inside. It was a cutter on the inside corner, probably right at the top of the strike zone, and Kyle was able to hit the line drive into right. Batting average for him continues to go up.
A long way from the 130s.
We have the shift on. You see the defense.
And he beat it. Kyle Seager bobblehead night. Yields a couple of hits for K-Swag. There we go, Kyle.
We just mentioned they were in the shift, and you can see the setup, but Kyle's going to beat the shift. Barrels it up. It's a 2 hard. Giovitella not able to get to it as you take a look at the swing by Kyle. Fastball out over the plate.
Here we go with Adam Lind, his second at bat, 2-run homer on an 0-1 pitch. Deep slicing drive in left center field. Chacin, 28 years old, out of Venezuela. Wednesday landed here with the Angels. You know they have a multitude of guys on the disabled list. The starters: Andrew Haney, Garrett Richards, C.J. Wilson, their closer, Houston Street, ran into him earlier today. He's got an oblique injury. How'd that happen? He said, I was just having a catch. And it went on him. He should be back a week, 10 days. Two and one, Adam. Two outs with Seager at first as you look in from the right field foul pole. Three and one, Adam Lind. Steve Clevenger on deck.
2-0. He threw him a sinker at the bottom of the strike zone. Probably tried to go to the sinker away from him again. He's working hard trying to keep the ball down. It was an elevated fastball out over the plate that he was able to hit into the pen.
Three one. Lynn thought had ball four, but that's clearly in the zone.
Breaking ball off speed pitch, just 81 miles an hour.
So the count runs full, two outs. Seager first, he'll be on the move. Here we go. Cat and mouse game with Cron and Seager. Here we go, 3 and 2, two outs. Kyle takes off. Here's the pitch. And hit the Giavitello in short right field, right into the shift. That will do it. Runner stranded in the fourth. Mariners lead at 2-0. Seattle Mariners baseball here in Root Sports, being brought to you by BNSF Railway, sponsor of the BNSF Blast, and by Echo. The Los Angeles Angels and Seattle Mariners series sponsorship is presented by Echo Outdoor Power Equipment. Night falling on Seattle, beautiful sight here. A little break in the clouds. Roof covering us here at Safeco Field. Strike one to C.J. Cron batting out of the sixth hole. He'll be followed by Johnny Giavitello and Carlos Perez. C.J. grounded out the third in his first at bat. Popped up, playable. Here comes Adam Lind. Byrne 0 for 2 after he went 2 for 5 with 3 runs batted in last night. Iwakuma gave up base hits to Escobar and Calhoun to open up the ball game. Double play and a pop-up got him out of trouble. 2-out single in the second to Giavotella. Nothing since.
Talked about him being able to command his fastball so that he was able to get to his split. And the Angels, after the first inning, have been really aggressive with him. 18 pitches in the first, 14 in the second, 8 in the third, and 7 in the fourth. So if he's locating, he can get some quick outs. And the last time that he faced the Angels, he went 8 innings and just threw 89 pitches. That is rare in today's game. 16 batters faced, 12 first pitch strikes for him.
Throwing that few pitches and getting that deep into a game. Strike 0-2. Wouldn't be a bad thing to give the bullpen a night off, or certainly a short night. 0-2 pitch. Johnny G with a base hit. 2 outs in the second inning. Base hit to left. Two balls, 2 strikes. Outfield straightaway, shallow for Giavotella. Couple steps towards left is Martini in center. 2-2 pitch. Full count. Two 0 on the second inning. 2-run homer by Adam Lind. Deck to catcher Carlos Perez. There's the 3-2 to Giavotella. That's foul. Top of the 8th in Arlington, Texas. Rangers lead it 5-2 over Toronto.
That's why he wears the shin guard, right?
Mm-hmm. Two pitch. First walk. First walk in the ball game. 1-out base runner here in the 5th time for Geico. This date in MLB history. Back in '72, Mr. Mays playing his first game with the New York Mets. Yep, he had a game-winning home run. Yep, against his old team, the San Francisco Giants. Well, he just celebrated a birthday 8 days ago. 85 years young. Finished his career 660 home runs. He had 14 home runs with the Mets. Giavotella on the run. Here's a fly ball deep to right and hits sideboards there and bounces away. Foul ball. Long run for Seth Smith.
And a pretty good jump for Giavotella. I think he would have been able to steal it. See if Iwakuma will throw over to first a couple of times just to give him something to think about.
Two runs, 3 hits for the Mariners. No runs, 3 hits for the Angels. 0-1 pitch. Perez first time up, bounced out to Seager at third. Vitello at first. 1-1 from Iwakuma. It's in there for a strike. Fifth year for Iwakuma with the Mariners. 9-5, 14-6, 15-9, 9-5, and now he's pitching here trying to get a second win. He's 1-4. Strikeout victim is Carlos Perez. Kuma's first K in the night. 2 outs.
And he gets him with a fastball at 87 on the outside corner. We talked about this Angels club. They're the toughest team to strike out. And they've been so aggressive with Iwakuma. Not surprised that that's his first one.
Just the 196th time the Angels have struck out. Mike Scioscia, Alfredo Griffin there. Gregorio Petit, the shortstop, looks at a strike. He flied out to right. 0 for 1. Here comes the 0-1. Line drive, center field. Martin bobbles. Here's a throw to third. Vitello, they cut it off, and Vitello's in safely with a dive. So runners at the corners, 2 outs, and we get back to the top of the order. Yunel Escobar will be coming up.
A little bit of a bobble by Martin in center field. The ball was hit hard, so he's trying to give some ground. Vitello running when the ball was hit. He might have stayed at second if he was fielding it cleanly, but as soon as he saw the bobble, he took off for third. They'll bring up Escobar, the leadoff hitter. He's 1 for 2.
Fourth hit by the Angels. Kuma trying to pitch out of trouble here. Runners at the corners. Ball 1. Escobar 1 for 2. Ron Renicky, third base coach. Took a lot off of that. Escobar tried to hurt that pitch up in the zone.
He's an aggressive hitter by nature. We know that through his years when he was with Tampa. Saw him earlier with the Angels. He was up there to swing the bat.
Right to Cano. Inning over. Couldn't have done that any better. 2-0 Mariners. So we go to the home fifth. at our Jimmy John's delivery of the game. 0-1 pitch, man aboard. Second inning, Adam Lind. Come on.
That's on a changeup. Hits it out the left center field, just out of the reach of Mike Trout.
Adam's second home run, both of them coming here at Safeco Field. That one off of Tony Sipp of Houston. Yolis Chacin, his first start as an Angel. Steve Clevenger, Marte, and Martin here in the fifth. Cleven his ninth start behind the dish. 0 for 1, grounded out the first. Seager with a base hit, Lind a 2-run homer, and then Seager with a base hit. And that's it for the Mariners. 3 knocks tonight.
Two of the left-handed hitters, Chacin basically has stayed away from him with a good sinking fastball. That last one 90 miles an hour off the outside corner. Good movement.
Clevenger drives one right center field. Calhoun is there on the track.
Steve puts a good swing on it. Again, it's the fastball. Outer half of the plate, squares it up. Calhoun, a good athlete in right, was able to run it down.
Marte bounce back to Chacin his first time. Bouncing ball right to Crone. He's had a lot of action tonight. Big shout out to the little leaguers from Bend, Oregon, the Central Oregon Crush. Thank all the Mariner fans down in Oregon for tuning in each and every night here on Root Sports. Follow the Mariners, the first place Mariners. Way to go, guys.
Well, good luck to the Crush.
Quick 2 outs. Here's Martin. Chacin pitching to Martin. 1-1. Ground ball right to Giavitello. And in a blink, that inning's over. Mariners lead it 2-0. Mariners, Adam Lynn's two-run homer in the second inning, standing up right now. So we take a look at the Mariners calendar, brought to you by Sleep Train. Wrap up this series in homestand tomorrow. Travel day Monday, heading east. Baltimore, 3 games there, where the weather forecast has improved dramatically in the last 36 hours. They were showing a lot of rain, but a lot less now. 3 games there, and then go to Cincinnati. Then it's right back home, the A's and the Twins, and they'll be followed by the San Diego Padres. Cole Calhoun leads off. Overload to right side against him. Calhoun with a base hit to right. And a liner to the corner and right that was run down by Seth Smith. Calhoun, Trout, and Pujols, 2, 3, and 4 for the Angels. Iwakuma, by the way, 1 strikeout, 1 walk. No runs on 4 hits. Hit through the hole, base hit. 2-hit night for Calhoun, 2 for 3. He's now 8 for 27 with a couple home runs against Iwakuma.
Gets the base hit on a fastball, trying to go off the outside corner. You can see Clevenger, the catcher, reaching back in. Fastball ended up on the inner half. Bring up Mike Trout. Iwakuma was unable to get him to ground out a couple of times. A couple of ground balls to Kyle Seager. One of them was a double play. That was back in the first.
Cano shading up the middle against Trout. They give him the right side. Pitch outside, ball 1. Angels threatened in the first inning. 2 men reached. First 2 men reached. Escobar and Calhoun, but a double play and a flyout got Iwakuma out of trouble. And this is playable. Clevenger is there. Big out. Mariners in Seattle. Children's invite junior Mariners to stop by the playfield located off the main concourse in center field. Kids can stop by to enjoy the playground or cast a wish in the wishing well. So check it out next time you're here at Safeco Field. Pujols 0 for 2, fly to right, pop to short. He's now 6 for 44, homer, 5 RBIs against Iwakuma. Calhoun back safely. Let's look at Calhoun's lead.
It's an interesting setup on the infield, the way they're defending this. You have Lynn holding on the runner at first, but Cano playing more towards the middle. Not the full shift on Pujols. Marte way over. You can see Kyle Seager towards the line. Typically, when you have your shortstop playing in that area and your third baseman, you'll bring the second baseman around, but Robbie playing up the middle. Almost down the line.
Hugging it. 0-2. Pujols. Kyle Seager bobblehead night, making the most of it. 2 for 2, runs scored. Second inning, 1-out single preceded the 2-run homer by Adam Lynn. It's the only scoring we've had so far. advantage Kuma. He's ahead 0-2. Dribbler foul. Renicky been with Mike Scioscia dating back to the 02 season when they won the World Series. The Dodgers for a while in their coaching staff. He was the manager of the Milwaukee Brewers. Here's the 0-2. Here we are in the 6th. Kuma's pitch count at 74 right now.
Throwing a lot of strikes, 52 strikes, 22 batters faced, 15 first pitch strikes for him tonight.
Going to the Pujols. Calhoun at first. And foul off again. A lot of games have gone final here. Baltimore beat Detroit 9-3. Cincy lost at Philly 4-3. Minnesota won a road game. Just its third. Won at Cleveland 6-3. Cubs punished the Pirates again. 8-2 final there. Cubs now 27-8. There's the 0-2 from Kuma. Pujols, look out. Miami beat Washington 7-1. In the second of two, first game was 6-4 Washington. Steven Strasburg 6-0, goes to 2.95 ERA. Justin Smoke just hit a 2-run homer for Toronto. It's now 5-4 Texas, top 9 in Arlington. Earlier, Houston lost at Boston 6-5. That was in 11. Tampa Bay beat Oakland 6-0. And Tulowitzki just homered seconds ago to tie it at 5-5, Toronto and Texas. Tellison having a very difficult ninth inning. The 0-2. Albert just keeps fouling them off.
This is a rare at bat that you're going to see. He's in an 0-2 count, and this will be the 8th pitch coming up to him, so he is swinging at everything.
One out, one on here in the 6th. Time was called. Kuma being extra super careful here. Scott Service hoping his right-hander can come up with a big pitch here. 0-2 to Pujols. Popped it up, playable. Cano's going back. Back in on the dirt to make the catch. That's another big out. That's not a bad inning when you pop up Trout and Pujols back to back. CenturyLink, what's next? We're on the air tomorrow at 12:30. Felix goes against Hector Santiago. And the Mariners will then leave Monday for Baltimore.
Opponent's average against Felix just 199. That's all they're hitting. 2.27 ERA.
Santiago will be making his 8th start. He's 3-2 against the Mariners with a 3.24 ERA. 2 outs, runner at first, 2-0 Mariners. Here's Daniel Nava. Popped a short fly to the left. Kuma, 1 walk, 1 strikeout. Walk didn't hurt him. It was in the 5th. Off-speed pitch for strike 2.
Good look at the EQC tracer and the location of those pitches. Both of them right on the corner, splitting the corner. Iwakuma now at 80 pitches.
Oh, 2 pitch, 2 out, runner at first. And smack down the line. That's a fair ball. Calhoun can motor. Coming to third. Renicki's waving him. And Nava with an RBI double makes it a 2-1 ball game. So he's ahead 0-2, and Nava picks up his 4th run batted in with a double into the corner's first 2-base hit.
He's going to get a fastball on the inside corner. 4-seamer, 88 miles an hour, and Clevenger is able to get the first 2 strikes on the outside corner. Clevenger was set up away again, and Iwakuma just missed his spot. Calhoun comes all the way around from first to score. Mel Stottlemyre out having a conversation with Iwakuma now.
Translator Anthony Suzuki there to facilitate matters. Navid second. He's a tying run. 2 outs here in the 6th. C.J. Cron 0 for 2. If you were with us last night, late game damage home run and the 8th 2-run single in the 9th. And the 7-6 Angels win. Strike 1. Cron now 3 for 16 with a homer against Iwakuma. Iwakuma would dearly love to get an out here. Strand Nava, keep him out there at second. 2 down, 0-1 pitch. Broke that off at 78 miles an hour.
Just a sweeping breaking ball. Well, he had Nava 0-2. See where he goes here with Cron in an 0-2 count.
And Cron's been tough. Runners in scoring position, a .462 batting average and 10 runs knocked in. Looking for a quality pitch here. 0-2. And he got it. Second strikeout, and it was a biggie. A run in, a runner stranded. 2-1 Mariners. And coming up, top of the order, Nori Aoki, Seth Smith, and Robinson Cano here at Safeco Field. All right, Tom, thank you very much. Good to have you with us. Top of the order for the Mariners. Nori Aoki, Seth Smith, Robinson Cano against Yolis Chacin.
Aoki grounding out to short a couple of times. 0 for 2. Third time through the lineup. See if they can make an adjustment to him. Get that run back that Iwakuma just gave up with 2 outs.
2-out double by Daniel Nava to bring it in. 1-1 pitch here. Crowded him. Escobar, the third baseman, in on the grass. Nori's working to extend his hitting streak to 6 games. Petit gets a very friendly high. 1 out. Let's take a look at our Coors Banquet timeless moment. It concerns Pape Edgar Martinez. 2 home runs against the Angels. July 5 of '99 and a 10-0 win in Anaheim. One of the greatest right-hand hitters of his generation. Edgar Martinez. Seth Smith 0 for 2. Great crowd. 42,038. Kyle Seager bobblehead night. Wow. The glove of Chacin slowed it up. Man, that's going to be a base hit. Can't hit it much harder than that. Chacin's a lucky man, too. Smitty with a base hit with 1 out here in the 6th.
Pretty good reaction by Chacin. As Dave mentioned, you can't hit a fastball any harder than Seth Smith just hit this one right back up the middle. Had to reach across his body, able to get just a piece of it, making Seth work a little bit harder to pick up the base hit, but he squares it up right on the barrel.
Tell you what, that is exemplary hand-eye coordination by Chacin to get a piece of that. That thing was a motor. 2-1 lead. Adam Lynn 2-run homer in the 2nd. Daniel Nava. Top half of this inning, an RBI double. See what Cano can do here. Ball 1. Robbie 0 for 2. Nava took a base hit away from him with a nice catch on a sinking drive to left and a strikeout in the 4th. Here comes Trout. Petit. Trout is there. There's 2 outs, and they'll bring up Nelson Cruz. Don't forget to stick around after the game for Mariners postgame presented by Delta Airlines. Cano pops out short center field to Mike Trout. Robbie 0 for 3. Then they'll bring up Nelson Cruz, strike out and fly to right. Good look at the crowd. 42,038. Mariners had 34,579 last night. We anticipate another good crowd tomorrow. Rose rips his gear off with no advancement. Ball 1.
Chacin has thrown a lot of 2-seamers tonight. Just about everybody but Nelson Cruz. He's seen a bunch of sliders tonight, including that first pitch.
One-0 pitch.
Another one.
I don't think he's going to deviate much from that. One to Cruz. 2 outs. Seth Smith at first. 2-1 lead for the Mariners. Moved his feet. 2-1
for Chacin. Let's take a look at his slider and what he likes to do with 2 strikes. 25% of the time he'll go to the slider. He's ahead in the count, 20% behind, not as much. We're going to see more 2-seamers. But here at the bottom, you can see why he likes to throw it. Opponent's average just 190 against his slider, slugging only 238.
2-1 to Nelly. Right below us. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Cruz with a line drive home run. Right field. And last night's game, and on Wednesday, with a bullet into the left field bullpen. Leading off the third. That was in the Mariners' 6-5 win over the Rays. This is wild here. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. Swing and a miss. Gaddy just seems 4th K tonight. We go to inning number 7. Another 1-run game for the Mariners. Time for the Big Fish Casino Big Catch, and let's take a look at some solid third base work by Kyle Seager. It's his bobblehead night. He's contributing at both ends. Couple of hits.
Yeah, he's done a good job fielding today. He'll start a double play, showing some range to his left. And as Dave mentioned, 2 for 2 with a run scored. Having a good night.
Here's Iwakuma pitching into the 7th inning. We come to you above the A at Safeco Field there. Bottom third of the order, Giavotella. Deep to left. Going back, Nori. We got a tied ball game. Johnny Giavottella's 2nd home run of the season, RBI number 7. 2-2 game. Giavotella. They hurt the Mariners in some big moments last year as well.
85 miles an hour on the inside corner. Again, you can see Steve Clevenger, the catcher, set up away. So a couple of pitches on the inner half. It cost Iwakuma the double to Nava on an 0-2 pitch, and then that first pitch, that's just enough to get over the wall.
Swing and a miss by Perez for Giavotella. 2nd career home run against the Mariners, his 10th RBI. Into lower portion of Edgar's. Popped up. Clevenger taking a look. No play. Two runs, 7 hits, no errors for the Angels. 2-4-1 for the Mariners. It's hit pretty well right field. Another long run for Seth Smith. Can he get there? Nope, not this time. Bounces around in the corner, and Perez is going to be ground rule double on an 0-2 pitch.
So now in back-to-back innings, that hitter 0-2, and ends up giving up the double to Nava, and that one down the right field line. Perez.
Go ahead run at second now. Gregorio Petit got a single to center field his last time up. He's 1 for 2.
Kyle Seager calling timeout, one to put bunt on defense. He's in on the grass expecting the bunt. So was Adam Lynn at first.
Throw down to second.
Fortunate. Almost hit it. Almost hit the runner. Just clears him. It goes right off the end of the glove of Marte. He wasn't sure if it was going to hit him or not. That's how close it was, but he was able to keep it on the infield. Nick Vincent getting loose in the pen. This next pitch will be 90 for Iwakuma.
The 0-1 gets the bunt down, and it's a good one. Seager throws to Cano. Got the sacrifice. 5-4 to third goes Perez with 1 out. Ride to the game. Stress-free from Sound Transit's new Link Light rail stations. Capitol Hill and the UW are now open. So plan your trip at soundtransit.org.
So far, Iwakuma has held the Angels to an 0 for 4 with runners in scoring position. And with 1 out, it looks like the Mariners will play their infield in. Iwakuma now at 90 pitches, 68 strikes, faced 27 batters, 20 first pitch strikes. And Escobar, the leadoff hitter, has been aggressive. He is 1 for 3 on the evening.
Wheels turning. Escobar with a runner at third, 1 out. 2-2 ball game. 2 runs, 8 hits, no errors for the Angels. The Angels, they've stranded 5. 2 runs, 4 hits, an error by the Mariners. They've stranded 2. On in infield. Laying off the breaking ball. Escobar began his career as a shortstop, now third baseman. 1-0. He is the embodiment of a free swinger. It's a starter there. Yolis Chacin. He's got a 2-2 ball game in his Angels debut. Coming over from Atlanta on Wednesday. A lot of injuries, as you know, about the Angels. Starting pitchers Richards, Haney, and C.J. Wilson all on the DL. Here's the 1-1 pitch. And that's good enough to give the Angels a 3-2 lead. RBI for Escobar, his 10th. His second hit tonight.
Gets in the chase, a fastball in off the plate. He jams him, but he ends up finding a hole on the left side of the infield, and Scott Service out of the dugout. Looks like it'll be Nick Vincent.
Step aside, pitching change for the Mariners. Angels lead 3-2. 7th inning. It's a 3-2 score. Sashi Iwakuma chased here in the 7th inning.
Iwakuma had the lead going into this inning, but now he's behind by a run. 6 in the 3rd, 9 hits, 3 runs, all of them earned. Responsible for the base runner at first base, Escobar. 1 walk, couple of strikeouts. He threw 93 pitches, 70 of those for strikes. Gave up 1 home run. For Peralta, 17 appearances on the year, ERA at 3.5. In 15 of 30, he has 21 strikeouts, 4 walks. Opponents hitting just 196 against him. His fastball will be 90 miles an hour. Mix in a slider and a split.
So kind of bounce back Peralta can have here tonight. He's got Cole Calhoun as his first hitter. Peralta last night, an inning, 3 hits, 2 runs, both earned, and a strikeout. Gave up a home run. He said, hey, I didn't have it. One of those things. Wasn't my night. Delivers a ball here to Calhoun.
Mariners defense goes into the shift. See Marte on the right side of the infield.
Escobar back. Inning started with Johnny Giavotella hitting the first pitch of the inning for a home run to tie it. Ground rule double Perez, bunting him over to third. RBI single Escobar, and the Angels lead 3-2. A long way, and thankfully it is hooking foul. Night for Calhoun so far. Base hit to right in the first inning. The ball hard into the right field corner. Seth Smith ran it down. 6th inning, a leadoff single to righties. Scored on the Nava double. One from Peralta. Swing and a miss. Base hit by Escobar, the 9th hit for the Angels, 3rd this inning. One, two. Calhoun, nice night here for him. Peralta really needs an out. One and two. 90 miles an hour there on that fastball by Peralta.
The Angels don't have a stolen base in this one tonight. They're 13th in the American League, so they don't run a lot.
Peralta here in the 7th. Trying to make a couple of pitches here to get the Mariners out of further damage. 1-2. Way upstairs. Orioles turned 40 years old back on March 23rd. We got Mike Trout on deck. Two. Hit well, right field, and goodbye. Two-run homer. Cole Calhoun extends the lead to 5-2 for the Angels. For Calhoun, third home run. RBIs 18 and 19. He's got a 3-hit night.
Home run on the split.
2-2 pitch, and Peralta giving up his 4th home run this season.
Set up away again, and you can see Clevenger, he was going to block it. It's at the bottom of the strike zone. It ends up on the inner half, just drops the barrel on it.
Somebody grabbed that ball and threw it back in. That's a momentary delay.
And it's not going to get any easier. Mike Trout stepping in. Iwakuma was able to handle him tonight. He's 0 for 3 off Akuma, 0 for 3 in the game.
5 runs and 10 hits now for the Angels. And that's hit a ton. Norrie just watching it leave. Trout, 8th home run, 25th RBI, and they're just pounding Peralta. He gave up 3 hits, 2 runs last night and a home run. He gives up 2 bombs here tonight.
4 extra base hits in the inning, couple of doubles, and now back-to-back home runs. That one on a fastball, again in the middle of the plate, elevated.
Yes, sir.
Bring up Pujols. He's 0 for 3. First pitch swinging on the fastball. They want the high pitch. Again, Trout, a low ball hitter. That one at the belt.
Back-to-back home runs. Get an implosion here. First time the Angels have had back-to-back homers this season. 1-0 to Pujols. Check his swing. No question about that one. One ugly inning here in the 7th.
Michael Guipe starting to get loose in the pen for the Mariners.
Five runs on 5 hits. 2-run homer by Calhoun and a solo blast by Trout. Only 1 out. .3-0 to Pujols. Not close. Who's aboard? Doesn't bode well for Peralta with Benoit and Furbush working their way back, and here comes Scott Service. And Peralta, the worst outing he's had here as a Mariner. Comes in, gives up a 2-run homer, a homer, and a walk, and his night's done. So the bullpen, which has really been performing well, second night, things have gone south in a hurry. Take a break and come back. 6-2. Angels with the lead at 6-2. And open here in the 7th inning. Good look at the Great Wheel, the Space Needle. Take a look at our Delta Airlines. Keep climbing standings. Rangers, Drew Stubbs just hit a home run for the Rangers to beat Toronto in 10, 6-5. So the Rangers have a chance to pick up a full game unless the Mariners can come back in this one. Oakland lost today and Houston lost today. Big 5 spot here in the 7th.
Three home runs in the inning. Hopefully Michael Guaipe can settle things down. Daniel Nava steps in. Nava with 1 for 3, has an RBI, also hit a double. For Guaipe, 4 appearances on the year, a 6.35 ERA and 5 2/3. He has 4 strikeouts, 3 walks. Opponents hitting .320 against him. Fastball will be in the low 90s. Mix in a slider with it.
Angels now have 6 runs on 11 hits, no errors. Nava, the 8th man to the plate here in the 7th inning. Giavotella leadoff homer. Ground rule double. Perez gets bunted over to third. Scores on a base hit by Escobar. Then Calhoun hits a 2-run homer. Trout gets in a homer game. Pujols walks. 1 out and a 1-2 count here to Daniel Nava. Giavotella got it started. The 2nd homer of the season. One-two pitch. Taken inside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Mariner pitching in the first 5 innings. No runs allowed, 4 hits. Last inning and a third, 6 runs on 7 hits. Long stare down by Guaipe after Nava stepped out. Here's a 2-2 and strikes him out. 2 outs.
9th hitter of the inning stepping in, C.J. Cron.
Sunday, May 22nd. Join Dan Wilson, Jay Buhner, Randy Johnson, Gary Payton, and many more special guests at the All-Star Softball Classic at Safeco Field. Your ticket's going to help at-risk youth win the battle for their future. Visit uwkc.org for tickets. Kids 14 and under are free. There's a look at Dan the Man, Mariner Hall of Famer. Ground ball, Seager throws the Cano. Damage aplenty. 5 runs on 5 hits, 3 home runs in the 7th inning. Angels put it on the Mariners in the 7th. Work to do for the boys as Seager. Lyndon Clevenger will be coming up upon our return. If you had Washington's lottery mobile app, this break in the action would be the perfect time to check winning numbers played today. Big crowd on hand. They're ready to roar. Mariners got a comeback that they're going to have to put on these last 3 innings. 6-2 Angels. What a 7th inning for the Angels. 9 men to the plate, 5 runs on 5 hits, and they hit 3 homers in that frame. And it's all benefiting Jhoulys Chacín. Just picked up Wednesday from the Braves. He struck out 4, hasn't walked anybody. Gave up a 2-run homer to Adam Lind in the second, giving up 2 runs on 4 hits. 2 of the hits belonging to Kyle Seager, and here he is. And there's a drive right center field. Calhoun can't get it. He dove for one last night, missed, and does it again here. And what a night for Kyle Seager. His bobblehead night. He goes single, single, and a double, and a good start to the Mariners here in the 7th.
He's had a good evening in the field too. So Kyle, on his night, having a big night. It's a first pitch fastball, one of the few that's been elevated for him, and lines it out to right. Cole Calhoun trying to get there. That will be a double for Kyle Seager, 3 for 3. He has been hot.
Here's Adam Lind, 2-run homer back in the second, accounting for the Mariner runs. That hit by Seager, the 5th. He's got 3 of them.
Shane Robinson will take over in left field for the Angels.
Ball 1.
Mike Morin getting loose. Mariners have seen a lot of him over the last few years.
1-0 here to Lind. 1-1, Adam. First time up, it was in the second inning. Man aboard, it was Seager with 1 out. 0-1 pitch, and hit a slicing long drive left center field, just out of the reach of a leaping Mike Trout, who's made a habit of pulling back home runs for Mike Scioscia. 1-1 pitch. Right back to the pitcher. Easy play, 1 down, and Seager has to hold at second base. 1 away. That'll bring up Steve Clevenger.
Chacín now at 85 pitches. The season high with the Atlanta Braves was 102. See how long Mike Scioscia wants to stay with him. Clevenger hit the ball hard his last time. It was out to right center field, and fortunately the ball was caught. See the fly out. Good running catch by Calhoun and right.
Tell in short right field. Second baseman. Perez going out for a quick word.
Going over to the signs again. I think he was crossed up on that last pitch. First time tonight the Mariners have had a runner at second base, and typically the catcher will go through a series of signs with the runner out there. So he just wants to make sure they're on the same page.
Clevenger rides one right field. Robinson going back. He makes the catch. Seager was about 2/3 of the way to third. Has to hustle back. Two outs, man at second. Are you the ultimate Northwest fan in the state of Oregon? Well, then Root Sports is looking for you throughout the month of May. Submit a photo and story on our website at rootsports.org. .com/ultimate-fan, and you can win a VIP trip for 2 to Seattle in September, personalized jersey and more, presented by Country Financial. For official rules, visit rootsports.com. Here's Marte, 2 out, runner at second. He's 0 for 2. Couple infield outs. Here's the 0-1. Just what the Angels needed. Pitcher getting into the 7th inning. Man, coming into last night's game. Last night made 14 consecutive games where the starter did not get beyond 6. Ground ball, Giavotella, easy play. And the Seager leadoff double goes for Knott. 7 in the books. It's all Angels right now, 6-2. Seattle Mariners baseball here on Root Sports is brought to you by Money Tree. Proud to make a donation to Mariners Care for every Mariners win. And by Jack in the Box. Taste the Baconlicious Sourdough Bacon Ranch combo only at Jack in the Box. Good to have you with us this Saturday night. Huge crowd, 42,038 at Safeco Field. But right now, Mariners on the short end to the Angels. They gave up a 5 spot in the 7th. Angels blow it up into a 6-2 lead. Dave Sims, Mike Blowers, and the Root Sports crew, and a whole bunch of folks in the pen. Here's Johnny Giavotella. He's the one that started things off. First pitch in the 7th, he homered off of Iwakuma. His second hit tonight, 2 for 2 with a walk. Michael Guipe, second man out of the pen for the Mariners. (2-0). Make it 3-0.
Guipe came on in the 7th inning, was able to retire the 2 batters. Falls quickly behind to Giavotella.
Boy, he's got good stuff, but he is inconsistent. Tom Glasgow joins us right now from the Ford Sports Stats. Tom, what do you have? All right, Tom, thank you very much. Runner goes. Giavotella, good break. Throw down the second. On the money. Did he hold on? Got him. Cano held on to the throw. Is right on the money by Steve Clevenger. Giavotella is erased. Second time he's been caught this season.
Take a look at the throw by Clevenger. Quick feet, gets rid of it. He has a strong arm. More importantly, gets rid of it quickly, and it's an easy play for Cano out at second base. We've shown Dan Wilson a number of times in the dugout. I was talking to Dan yesterday, and he said that's what they were going to work on. Catch and throw yesterday. So that obviously helped. Good play by Steve. There's Dan. be happy with that.
Absolutely.
It was over the tape. Yep.
That throw tailed right into Robbie and right into the slide. Worked out well. 0-2 here. Last 2 innings, the Angels have gone for 6 runs on 7 hits. 7th inning, 2-run homer by Calhoun, solo blast by Giavotella and Trout. Expecting Joaquin Benoit to be back off the DL. He's going to make a trip to Baltimore and Cincinnati. Could be activated during that time. Here's a pop up. It's playable for Seager. It's 2 away. 2 down. That'll bring up Gregorio Petit. Boeing salute to Kids Night set for Saturday, May 28th to say here's to our biggest little fans. The Mariners are giving away free Robinson Cano t-shirts to all kids 14 and under. Pick up your tickets for the entire family right now at mariners.com. Petit is 1 for 2 with a sacrifice. Here's the 1-0. 2 balls, no strikes. Looking ahead to the Mariners' bottom of the 8th. It'll be Martin, Aoki, and Smith, 9-1 and 2. Bounce foul.
Talking about Guaipe and his stuff. He's topped out at 95 miles an hour. Last year it was his slider that would get him into trouble, especially when he was ahead in the count. Try to throw too good a slider, leave it up out over the plate, and get hit.
Hanging up there for Seth Smith as it slices right back to him. Nice job by Clevenger to throw out Giavotella to prevent some further damage. 6-2 lead for the Angels. Columbia Bank difference of the game. Oh, the carnage. In the 5th, Johnny Giavotella leads off with a home run, his 2nd of the season. And from there, it didn't get much better. Escobar with an RBI single. Next batter's going to be Cole Calhoun. 2-2 pitch, 2-run homer. Right after that, That's with Peralta on the mound, and then Mike Trout. Boom. Got all of it. Angels score 5 times on 5 hits and leave a runner.
Chastain really has pitched well. 7 innings, 5 hits, couple of runs. They were earned on the 2-run homer by Adam Lind. Didn't walk anybody. 4 strikeouts. He threw 90 pitches, 60 of those for strikes.
Nice outing for him. Mike Morin takes over. Randy's Martin, his first batter. Escobar in at third on the grass. And ball 1. Martin, couple infield groundouts.
Mike Morin will take over. A 1-0 record, a 1.84 ERA. Opponent's hitting just 157 against him.
1-1 to Martin. Martin, Aoki, and Seth Smith here in the bottom of the 8th. Mariners with 5 hits tonight, 3 of them by Kyle Seager. The 2-1 pitch.
I'd really like to see the Mariners get a couple of those runs back right here. Again, the Angels do not have their closer, Houston Street. See how their bullpen can handle it if the game gets a little bit closer.
Right inside, full count. Mike Morin out of Andover, Minnesota, 25 years old. Lives in Leawood, Kansas now. Good at bat by Martin. Work a walk to start the 8th. Coming up tomorrow, series finale. Hector Santiago goes against Felix Hernandez. Felix will be looking for win number 4. Trying to get back to the 500 mark against the Angels in his career. He's 14-15. While Santiago has had his share of success against the Mariners. He's 3-2 with a 3.24 ERA.
See if Felix can add to the 33 strikeouts. King's Court. Make them happy.
Nori Aoki 3 times grounded out to shortstop tonight. Strike 1. To Nori. That gets through. Martin motoring to third. He'll get there. Runners at the corners, nobody out. Make it a little more interesting here. 6-2 Angels, and the Mariners mounting a comeback here in the 8th.
And this is exactly what you wanted to see, as Aoki pick up this base hit. Now 1 for 4. You can see Martin, he had to wait for the ball to get past him, but still able to get all the way around to third. So a good situation for Seth Smith, who's walking up to the plate. Mariners so far tonight 0 for 3. Haven't had a lot of opportunities to hit with a runner in scoring position. In fact, it was a leadoff double in the 7th inning by Kyle Seager. He was left stranded there.
That base hit, the 6th of the night for the Mariners. Smitty will be taking his first look at Mike Morin. Hit it screaming hard, hit hard. Comebacker. Chastain got a piece of it, but he got a base hit. That was in the 6th. He's 1 for 3.
Cano waiting on deck.
Speed pitch, ball 1. Runners at the corners, nobody out. There's the 1-0. Back on off-speed pitch, missed again. He's not going to triple up here, is he?
I wouldn't think so. The only reason why he might is because Seth is such a good fastball hitter. But he really needs to throw a strike, and he knows that.
2-0 pitch.
Went to a breaking ball. Breaking ball. Right off his toe.
Tough night last night for the Mariners. 1 for 12 runners in scoring position. See if they can capitalize here. 2-1 to Seth. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Only 2 runs on the board right now. Off the bat of Adam Lind, a 2-run homer in the 2nd inning. Early lead for the Mariners. Big 7th inning. Well, the Angels has them in front. Counts run full. Robinson Cano on deck.
Looking for his first hit. 0 for 3 so far tonight.
Opportunity here, 3-2, struck him out, 1 down.
Didn't give in to him on the 2-0 pitch, went with the breaking ball, and on 3-2 he comes right back with the same breaking ball, ties him up.
One out now. Runners at the corners, brings up Robinson Cano. 1 for 6 against Mike Morin. Robbie tonight. Sinking line drive caught by Nava back in the 1st inning. Struck out on a 2-2 pitch in the 4th. And flied out to Trout in the 6th.
15 pitches so far for Morin. Nobody getting loose in the Angels bullpen.
And that one blown by Giavotella. That'll get a run home as Martin scores. Aoki moves up to 2nd. So a 6-3 ball game. You're going to bring the tying run to the plate in the person of Nelson Cruz. RBI for Cano. His 34th, extends his hitting streak to 13 ball games.
And he knows more, and watch the pitch to Seth. It's an off-speed pitch. He's out in front of it a little bit, 73 miles an hour, but able to get the barrel on it and hit it hard past Giavotella. Smart hitting.
Charlie Nagy, pitching coach, out for a word.
Nelson Cruz due up. 13-game hitting streak for Robinson Cano.
So Cruz will stand in. He's 1 for 6 against Morin tonight. Boomstick struck out on a 2-2 pitch, flied out to right, struck out on another 2-2 pitch. He's homered in his last 2 ball games. One right here would tie it up.
Fernando Salas getting loose in the pen. The Mariners saw him in last night's ball game.
Cruz 1 for 6 against Morin. Two on, 1 out. Mariners down 3. Break 1. And Nelly, catcher set up way outside. And strike 2. home run to right field last night on a 1-1 pitch. Here's the 0-2. On 2 strikes. Pivotal spot in this ball game, a 6-3 lead for the Angels. 1-2 to Cruz. Up the middle, base hit. Here comes Noy to third. He's gonna score. 6-4 ball game. Nelson Cruz with some quality 2-strike hitting picks up an RBI. That'll be his 21st. And the Mariners are pecking away at 6-4. Angels.
The Mariners are now 2 for 6, and for Nelson Cruz pick up the RBI, his 21st of the season. All off-speed pitches, finally able to recognize one and hits it hard back up the middle. 83 miles an hour. Mike Scioscia coming out of the dugout. He's going to get Fernando Salas. See the defense expecting him to pull it. He hits it up the middle. Take advantage of that.
Let's keep this 8th inning rolling. Pitching change when we come back. 1 out, 2 on. Mariners down 2. Back at 6-4 Angels, 1 out, 2 on here in the 8th. And this season, for every Mariners hit, Fred Hutch will receive a donation from Mariners Care and the Kyle Seeger vs. Cancer Foundation. Hits for Hutch is our way of supporting the life-saving research taking place in Seattle's own Fred Hutchinson Cancer Research Center. Well, here we go. Kyle Seeger having a night. 3 for 3, a run scored. It's Kyle Seeger bobblehead night. Mariners down 6-4. They bring on Fernando Salas. Kyle's 1 for 5 career against him. It was a home run.
17 appearances, 2-1 record. He's pitched well. ERA under 2 at a 1.96. In 18 1/3, 16 strikeouts, 3 walks. Opponent's hitting just 180 off of him, but he has given up a couple of home runs.
Favorite major leaguer. Can't understand why. 3 for 3 tonight. Single to right, double to right center.
Having a good series. 5 for 7 in the series.
Inning started with a walk to Martin. He scored. Aoki with a base hit. He scored. Threw his back out on that swing.
That's right. Tried to give him the lead with this swing. It's going to be a fastball. Inside corner, right at the top of the strike zone. And Kyle tried to give him the lead with this. For Seager, 7 home runs on the year. He was looking for number 8. Mariners 2 for 6 runners in scoring position tonight.
1 out. Cano and Cruz aboard. Pitch. Outside, 1-1. Mariners with 2 runs on the board here in the 8th. Their first tally since the 2nd inning when Lind went deep with his 2nd home run. Look out. Rod Robbie napping in LA last year in Dodger Stadium. Got picked off by Erasmo Ramirez here at first base against Tampa Bay last year. One here to Seager. And time called.
They have Seager with the 3 hits, 3 for 3 night. Adam Lind waiting on deck. Hit a 2-run home run his first time up.
Mike Scioscia's ball club in last place, trailing the first place Mariners by 7 starting today. 1-1 count here to Seager. 1-2. Mariners blew a 5-1 lead last night. Now they're clawing their way back here in the 8th. They were down 6-2. There's the 1-2 to Seager with 2 on and 1 out. Just got a piece.
Pretty good 2-seam fastball by Salas. Started off probably just off the corner and had some run to it. Kyle able to get a piece of it right off the end of the bat to stay alive.
There we go. Salas ready. 1-2 to Seager. Right. 3 called. 2 down.
Goes with another fastball after going away. Comes back to the inside corner. Kyle didn't like the call.
Nick Lentz, the home plate umpire tonight.
Take a look at Adam Lind in the 2nd inning. Going to get a changeup out over the plate, and he hits it into the pen. Great effort by Trout, but wasn't able to get to it. A 2-run home run for Adam. His 2nd as a Mariner.
Trying to keep this inning alive now. Cano at 2nd, Cruz at 1st. 2 runs in, 2 outs. The Mariners down by 2.
And all the Angel outfielders right in front of the warning track playing deep.
Lind career is 0 for 2 against Fernando Salas.
Thrown right on the line at first. Trying to take the double away. Wow.
Ball 1.
Pretty good block.
Carlos Perez, the catcher. Nice work.
This pitch will barely clear the grass. That's how far out in front of home plate it was, but he was lucky to keep it in front.
One-0 pitch coming here to Adam Lind. He represents a go-ahead run. 1-0.
And a good swing on a fastball out over the plate. Take a look at the swing. That is right on the barrel, just a little bit underneath it.
Lind, the 7th man to the plate here for the Mariners in the 8th. A 1-1 pitch coming up. Outfielders have almost left the county. 1-1. Another good stop by Perez. 2-1. said. They are deep. Robinson in left, Trout in center, Calhoun in right. Tight ball game here. Chance for Adam Lind to do some more work. 2-1. Make it 3-1. Steve Clevenger's the on deck hitter. Long look by Salas, and now he's ready. 3-1 pitch. Base hit, right field. Here comes Cano. 6-5 ball game. Nelly to third. Manny's gonna wave him. Here comes Cruz trying to score. Front of the plate, offline. He scores, and it's a tie ball game. It's 6-6. Have a night, Adam Lind. 4 ribbies. New ball game here in the 8th.
And a really good adjustment by Lind. He's going to get an off-speed pitch at 83 miles an hour. Inner half of the plate, able to get it just enough of the barrel on it to drive it down in the corner. We mentioned the outfielders playing so deep, and because of that, Calhoun able to cut it off, and Nelson Cruz running hard and able to score all the way from first on the double by Lind. Going to get a pinch runner for Lind. Sardinia's going to come on and run for him, but as Dave mentioned, what a night. Driven in 4 runs, home run and a double.
That was one clutch at bat. 3-1 pitch. Nelly with a terrific slide to get around Perez. Clevenger, see if he can give the Mariners the lead. Looks at strike 1. Sardinius running for Lind. Here's the 0-1 to Clev. In the dirt. 1-1. Wonderful night. Adam Lind, 4 runs batted in. 2-run homer in the second and clutching up big time here in the 8th.
Petit, the shortstop, playing up the middle. Big hole on the left side of the infield.
1-2 to Clevenger. Clevenger, the 8th man to the plate here in the 8th inning.
Marte waiting on deck. You can see the hole on the left side of the infield.
Two and 2. Productive night for those two gentlemen. 3-hit night for Seager. Lind drove in 4. Homer and a 2-run double. Comes a 2-2 to Clevenger. Big hack. Fouled it back, trying to give the Mariners the lead.
Much better tonight with runners in scoring position. 3 for 8 runners in scoring position.
One for 12 last night. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Clevenger. Full count. Sardinius, excellent speed at second base. Marte's on deck. Great opportunity here. 3-2 pitch. Fouled off.
He's putting up a fight. This will be the 8th pitch of the at-bat.
Big Saturday night crowd really being entertained here tonight. 42,038. 3-2 to Clevenger. Base hit will give the Mariners the lead. Crowd rising to its feet. Salas goes through the signs again. Everybody standing here at Safeco Field. 2 outs. Go ahead, run at second. 3-2 pitch to Clevenger. Fouled off again.
An off-speed pitch again. A lot of movement on it. Starting on the outside corner, running off the plate away. And like Kyle Seager, this one goes right off the end of the bat.
Clevenger 0 for 3 tonight. Drove one to the track in right center field back in the 5th. He's got 1 home run as a Mariner. He did that in Cleveland. He's the 8th man to the plate here in the 8th inning. That man right there, Adam Lynn, tied it with the double. Picked up Kyle Seager, who took a cold 3rd strike right before him. 3-2 to Clevenger. Fouled off again. Wow.
Mariners bullpen ready to go. If the game stays tied, it'll be Nick Vincent. If they take the lead, Steve Cishek ready to go.
Salas against Clevenger. Mariners can take the lead here in the 8th with a base hit. 2 outs. Sardinius at second. Pitch. Line drive. Base hit. Here comes Sardinius, and Clevenger gets it done. 7-6 Seattle.
For a part-time player, somebody that doesn't get to see live pitching a lot, that was a great at-bat. 10 pitches in the at-bat, fighting his whole way through, fouling pitch after pitch off, able to get to a 3-2 count, still fouling pitches off, and finally gets a fastball that he can handle, and he hits a line drive into right field. What an at-bat by Steve Clevenger. And that'll bring out Mike Scioscia. You see this line drive into right. Cam Bedrosian getting loose in the Angels' pen. What an inning for the Mariners.
What a fabulous frame this has been tonight. Sardinius scores, and the Mariners have a 7-6 lead. Gotta love it as you watch the dugout exult in that one. The 9th man will be coming to the plate when we return. Why not add more? 7-6 Mariners. Back to take a 7-6 lead here in the home 8th. And a reminder that on Sunday, May 22nd, join the Seattle Seahawks, Jermaine Kearse, John Ryan, and Cooper Health, Sonics great Gary Payton, and more special guests at the All-Star Softball Classic here at Safeco Field. Your ticket's going to help at-risk youth win the battle for their future. So grab your All-Star Class tickets. Get them now at uwkc.org. Kids under 14 are free. Great night for the Mariners. 9th man coming to the plate. They've scored 5 runs on 5 hits to take the lead. This after the Angels put up a 5 spot in the 7th. Steve Clevenger with one of the best at bats you ever want to see. Gives the Mariners the lead. Here's Cam Bedrosian.
10 appearances, ERA right at 1, 13 strikeouts in 9 innings. Opponents hitting .229. Marte, the hitter. Marte looking for his first hit. 3 groundouts tonight.
This time Marte is seeing Bedrosian. Clevenger the runner at first.
What an at-bat by Clevenger. Again, rarely gets to play. Game on the line, and a 10-pitch at-bat, he comes up with a base hit to drive in the go-ahead run.
Remember that baby for a long time. 1-1. Fastball for a strike.
And a good fastball at 95 miles an hour right on the outside corner. Martin waiting on deck. He's the one that was able to get it all started with the walk.
1-2 pitch. Marte up the middle. And he can't handle it. Everybody's safe.
Will probably be a base hit. Marte hitting it hard. I'm not sure Petit, the shortstop, would have had a play even if he was able to glove it.
Out with Marte. That's going to bring the 10th man to the plate, laying East Martin.
Here's a swing by Marte. Had to go down and get it out of the strike zone, but was able to stay with it. So 4 ground balls. This one finds a little bit of a hole for him. Mariners 4 for 9 runners in scoring position.
No sense stopping now. Martin 2 on. Martin 0 for 1 against Bedrosian. Martin got this thing started walking on a 3-2 pitch. Seven, 6 Mariners. Late swing 0-2. Sushek getting ready. Closing duties for him. Here's the 0-2 to Martin. Fouled off. Martin 0 for 2. A walk and a run scored tonight. Looking to extend his hitting streak to 4 ball games. It's one of the better late inning comebacks we've seen in recent years for the Mariners here at home or anywhere. Here's the 0-2. Struck him out, but in the 8th inning, 10 men to the plate, 5 runs scored on 6 hits, 2 left. The Mariners take a 7-6 lead in front of this big crowd of 42,038 at Safeco Field. Thank you, Tom. And the calm leadership of Scott Service, the Mariners come back with a 5 spot. Some replacements. Dae-Ho Lee takes over at first. Chris Iannetta behind the plate. Steve Clevenger, fabulous at bat. 10 pitches, drives in a run, and now Steve Cishek, back-to-back nights. Looking for the save here would make Michael Guipe a winner for the first time in the big leagues.
11 saves and 13 opportunities, a 1.86 ERA. Opponents hitting 183 against him. That's the big slider as a fastball, 91 to 93 miles an hour. Mixing a changeup to the left-handers. He'll have to go through the top of the lineup. Escobar leading things off. Calhoun and Trout due up.
There's a strike from Steve last night. Pitched an inning, gave up 3 hits, 2 runs, both earned, and a walk. The Angels scored 2 in the 7th, 2 in the 8th, and 2 in the 9th. Back with another strike, 1 and 2.
Escobar arguing about it, said the fastball was down according to EQ Tracer, borderline.
Safe to say Mr. Cishek's a little geek tonight, wants to bounce back. Here's the 1-2. Way outside. Like frisbee in the park. Both teams have racked up 5-run innings. 7th inning for the Angels, bottom 8 for the Mariners. Adam Lind, a huge night, driving in 4. 2-2. Fouled off. 10 men to the plate in the 8th inning for the Mariners. 5 runs on 6 hits, left 2. Clevenger, 10-pitch at bat. It was a beauty. Base hit to right and gave the Mariners the lead. Kyle Seager on his bobblehead night, 3 hits, some fine defensive work. Here's a 2-2. Counts run full. No free passes, not with Calhoun, Trout, and Pujols coming up. Calhoun, 2-run homers last time up against Peralta in the 7th. Big pitch here, 3-2. Off the fist, Looper, Smitty coming on. Smitty's there. 1 out.
Nice running catch by Seth Smith. You can see the concentration on his face. Able to make the grab over by the line. Big first out for the Mariners.
Had a couple good running catches this evening, Mr. Seth Smith in right field. Here's Calhoun. He's 1 for 2 against Cishek. Cole has had a terrific night. Look at that, 3 for 4. And one of those aforementioned good catches by Seth Smith came in the 3rd off the bat of Calhoun. Real nice night out there in right field. 1-0 pitch coming up. Good heater, 1-1.
Mariners have the shift on Dae-Ho Lee. Came into the game to play defense at first. He's right on the line.
Mariners looking at the scoreboard knows that Drew Stubbs walked off Toronto. 6-5 Texas win tonight. About an hour or so ago. Here's a 1-1 to Calhoun. Ball and 2 strikes. This crowd has thoroughly enjoyed itself, particularly in the 8th inning. The Mariners rally big time. Take a 7-6 lead. Cishek trying to lock it down. 1-2 to Cole Calhoun. Up high, ball 2. Cishek, Lewis' 2nd save last night. Took the loss. He's 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes to Calhoun. Fouled off.
Staying with the fastball, 91. You can see all of them elevated fastballs. The home run that Calhoun hit was on a pitch that was probably out of the strike zone down, and he has to fight to get to that fastball. So Steve trying to stay out of that area.
1 out, 7-6 Mariners, and a 2-2 pitch coming to Cole Calhoun. Time called. Here we go, 2-2. Cishek delivers, fouled back. Well, that thing was riding in on his hands. Calhoun was able to foul it off.
And again, elevated. That's the key to it.
Tough hombre here at Calhoun. He got Trout on deck. 2-2 pitch.
Calhoun saying that hit him. Hit him with the slider.
The third base umpire concurs, Jim Reynolds.
You see Scott Service trying to say that he tried to swing at it. He hits him with a slider on his back leg. Take a look at it. See if you think he swings at it or not. Scott Service was trying to get that call. And no doubt that it hit him.
No question. No question about it. It's not a swing.
I don't think that's a swing either. That'll bring up Trout. Trout in his last at bat hit a home run to left. It was on a first pitch fastball at 89 miles an hour.
Trout 0 for 1 against Cishek. Boy, they're going to have to earn this one. 7-6 Mariners pitch. In tight, ball 1. Calhoun's got good speed. Trout's got great speed. Double play is going to be difficult. Here's the 1-0 to Mike. Line drive, base hit.
Base hit was on a fastball in off the plate. It is down. He likes the ball down, but you can see that pitch running in on him off the plate, and he's still able to keep it fair and pick up a base hit. Put Calhoun in the scoring position.
Now you got Pujols coming up. Albert's 2 for 2 against Cishek.
Mel Stottlemyre making a trip out to the mound. Going to have a quick conversation. Nobody throwing in the Mariner pen. The Angels tonight 1 for 5 with runners in scoring position. They've done their damage by hitting the ball out of the ballpark.
Seventh inning was a big one for the Angels. 5 runs on 5 hits. Home run by Giavotella. 2-run shot by Calhoun. Solo blast by Trout.
Pujols walked in that inning.
Mariners turned a double play in the first. They could really use one here to end this ball game. Pujols is 2 for 2 against Cishek. 2 on here. First pitch to Albert. Strike 1. Getting the crowd on its feet here. Big crowd. 42,038 this evening. Another big crowd expected tomorrow afternoon with Felix on the mound. Here's the 0-1. Pujols. Breaking ball. No. 1-1. Good speed on the base paths. Calhoun and Trout. Calhoun the tying run to go ahead and run Trout. 1-1 to Albert. Oh boy, long drive way back, 3-run jack. Yikes. That changed the temperature real quick. 9-7 Angels. Pujols now 3 for 3 against Cishek. Got it on a 1-1 pitch.
Yeah, I think again tonight has been location, and I think Steve misses his spot. This is a fastball that is on the inside corner, and it looked to me like I had a setup away. He is. He's moving to the outside corner, and that's a fastball in the inner half. It's a dangerous place to pitch him late in the ball game.
The Angels respond quickly here in the top of the ninth, lead by 2. Here's Shane Robinson, his first at bat. And that was a deflating moment, to say the least. Pujols, his 8th home run, 23rd RBI, career blast number 568.
Still just the 1 out. Corey Rasmus getting loose in the pen for the Angels. Again, Houston Street not available.
Two-one pitch.
Pretty good pitch. Right at the bottom of the strike zone in the middle of the plate.
Sure was. 9 runs on 13 hits for the Angels. 7 runs, 11 hits, 1 error for the Mariners. And boy, it went close there. Threads coming apart here. Hit batter, base hit, 3-run homer, walk.
Steve Johnson getting loose in the Mariner pen. 24 pitches in the inning for Cishek. TJ Crone going to stand in.
CJ showed power last night, a homer and a 2-run single. His last 2 at bats. Looking ahead to the Mariners' 9th, they'll be the top of the order. Aoki, Smith, and Cano. The Mariners relief pitching Friday, 2 2/3 innings, 4 runs allowed. Tonight, 2 innings, 5 runs allowed. CJ Crone 1 for 2 against Cishek. It's the only game going on right now in the major leagues. Throw over to first. San Diego just beat Milwaukee 8-7 in Milwaukee in 12. Just back. Here's Robinson. Here's Ionetta, nice throw from his knees.
Pretty big secondary lead from Robinson. Good idea to try. Nothing else, maybe keep him a little bit closer to first.
Strike to the outside corner, 0-2. Robinson has not attempted a stolen base. Struck him out. 2 down.
Oh-2 pitch, elevate a fastball at the top of the strike zone. Get Crone to swing underneath it. Giavotella has been on base all 4 times. Base hit, couple of walks. Swung the bat well.
7th inning led off with a home run to left. And a tough go for the Mariner bullpen his last 2 nights. 9-7 Angels. Here's the 1-0 to Giavotella. In there for a strike. Late runs really hurt the Mariners Friday. 7th, 8th, and 9th innings. 6 runs allowed tonight in the 7th and 9th innings. 8 runs allowed. Yikes. 1-1 the count. No play for Seth. 1-2. Top of the order will be coming up for the Mariners. Aoki, Smith, and Cano. Cishek trying to get this final out. Keep the deficit at 2. Giavotella, 7th man to the plate here in the 9th. Weak ground ball to Seager. Throws him out. Damage done. 3-run homer. Albert Pujols, his 8th of the season. Number 568 on his career. Top of the order, Aoki, Smith, and Cano. Mariners got to make it happen here in the 9th. Lightning, you see the 5 spot in the 8th. They need 3 to win here in the 9th. And coming up tomorrow, Century Link brings you what's next, the series finale. It'll be Hector Santiago against the King. Felix Hernandez. Felix looking for win number 4 and looking to even his career mark against the Angels to 15-15. Joe Smith takes over, and Brendan Ryan is the new shortstop.
Veteran side armor. 17 appearances, ERA right at 4 in 18 innings, only 10 strikeouts. Opponents hitting .269. Has given up a couple of home runs this year. Face the top of the order. Aoki, Smith, and Cano are due up. Aoki with a base hit his last time up in the 8th inning and scored a run. Brendan Ryan, former Mariner, at short.
Last game in action on the Saturday night Major League docket. Angels 9-7 here, bottom 9 in Seattle at Safeco Field. Dave Sims, Mike Blowers, and Root Sports crew. Top of the order for the Mariners, Nori Aoki. Lead it off against Joe Smith. Aoki 0 for 1 against Joe. Smith pitched an inning last night. 1 hit, 2 walks, and a strikeout. One pitch. Foul off. See the rally Caps can work here tonight. Two teams have combined for 16 runs on 24 hits and 1 error. 1-2. Fights it off. Joe Smith has been with the Mets, Cleveland, and now in his 3rd season with the Angels. 1-2 to Nori. Outside, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Albert Pujols, 3-run homer in the 9th. With the Angels in front, his 18th go-ahead home run in the 9th inning or later among active players. He only trails David Ortiz, who has 19. 2-2.
There's some room for Aoki back up the middle. Petit, the second baseman, shading towards the right field line. Brendan Ryan starting to move towards the middle now, but he had been over in that hole.
Robinson shallow and guarding the line. Here's the 2-2 here, and a foul back. Saw Clevenger with a 10-pitch at bat in the 8th. Singled, and that brought in the go-ahead run. That was short-lived.
This will be the 8th pitch of the at bat for Aoki.
Aaron RBIs tonight. Cano with 1, Cruz has 1, 4 for Adam Lind, and 1 for Clevenger. Two balls, 2 strikes. Good battle here. Nori 3 times grounded out to short before singling to right in the 8th and coming around to score on the Cano base hit. Two. Put it in play. Find a hole. Escobar. Safe. Oh, that's the start they needed.
Coach out of the dugout. He wants to see if maybe they're going to take a look at it. Here's the play. Stretched by Crone at first.
Ooh, he's out.
And they're going to look at it. And I think you're right. I think after they take their headsets off, he is going to be called out. But what a close play.
Oh, man, so close. Excellent play by Escobar. Nice stretch by Crone.
That was close.
It's confirmed. There's 1 down. One out here in the 9th. Mariners down 9-7. Seth Smith take his shot at Joe Smith. Nice job there by Escobar at 3rd. Fine athletic play. Going back against his body. Seth is 1 for 8 against Joe Smith. Ball 1. Here's the 1-0. 2 balls, no strikes. Seth tonight a strikeout, ground out, infield hit, and a strikeout. 1 for 4.
Mariners right now just trying to get a base runner.
Breaking ball for a strike. 2-1.
We've seen that with the Angels so far in this series. They're not giving in to Seth and giving him a good fastball to hit.
2-1. Joe Smith to Seth Smith. Outside ball 3. Robinson Cano on deck. Ryan now moving a little bit closer behind second base. 3-1. And there for a strike. Full count. Three and 2. Foul off.
I'd say you look at the Mariners tonight and the at-bats that they put together in the 8th inning to get back into the game and take the lead. And starting this inning, the at-bat that Aoki had, 9 pitches, barely gets thrown out at first base, and now Seth Smith doing the same thing, just battling, trying to get somebody on base.
3 and 2. Smith to Smith. Fouled off.
And this will be the 8th pitch of the at-bat for Seth.
Cano's on deck. He's 3 for 8 against Joe Smith. Cruz to follow. He's 1 for 14 against Joe. Get some shifting tides here. 3-2 pitch. Off the fist. Ground ball. Prone to the bag. 2 away.
Well, the goal now is to get Nelson Cruz to the plate. Robinson Cano walking up. Mariners down 2 runs. And give Nelson Cruz a chance to hit one out of the ballpark with 2 outs.
Here are the career numbers for Cano. First pitch to Robbie. Strike 1. Robbie extended his hitting streak to 13 games. RBI single in that big 8th inning. Bounce foul. Mariners down to the last strike.
Started him with the slider and came back with a changeup.
Albert Pujols 3-run homer. Top of the 9th. The difference right now 9-7. Pitch to Robbie up high. 1 and 2. One, 2. Struck him out. And that's the ball game. 9-7 Angels. Angels take the series. And 2 of the most disheartening losses, back-to-back games blown by the bullpen the Mariners have seen this season. What a tough go this has been, and they did it in front of a big crowd of 42,038.
Some really good at bats to get back in the game and take the lead, and something that has been a real strength for the Mariners. The bullpen has really struggled over the last 2 days, so they're going to look for Felix to try to settle things down and get a win out of this series.
Texas won, so Texas picks up a full game. Mariners still in first place, but by a half game. Felix tomorrow, but right now Mariners post game presented by Delta Airlines starts right now with Angie and Dave Valley.
Guys, thanks so much. It hurts a little bit. There was so much to love about this one. Guaipe was in line for his first career win.